Hey, so you know what to do. I'm making another video about my experience in high school with different kind of clubs that I joined and different kind of associations that I joined and after school activities that I joined. If you want to know more about me and you want to follow the page, hit that subscription button and hit that bell so you don't miss any other videos. So this one that I'm going to be talking about is high school activities. So when I went to high school, I was so happy because I knew that I would be able to fit in with someone. I never had that experience of really fitting in, but I was like, I'll be able to join different clubs so I can fit in. I mean, not even really to fit in, so I could see where I belong. And I remember I joined the marching band. I played a clarinet in high school, not in high school, in middle school. I wasn't really that good, but I was looking forward to learning. To my surprise, when I joined marching band, I just overheard everyone telling me not everyone was okay. I mean, they were nice. I mean, in the band, like the real people that I really got along with was the color guards and the dancers. Like I really got along with them. Well, really the color guard. I got along with them, but the people in the band, I mean, I was cordial, but I mean, I was so hurt. And I mean, it was true. I did suck, but I joined marching band so I can get better at my instrument. And people were saying she suck. She sucks. She can't even play an instrument and she sucked. And that was, and I had the hardest time marching because I think you started with your left foot and I kept starting on my right. And, eventually that got annoying to everyone. They had to stop because I wasn't on the right foot. And it was very annoying and I wanted to quit. I really did, but I stayed. And I remember where one of the band associates, one of the band leaders was like, "You're so strong, you're still staying, and you're determined to get this." No, I just didn't want my mom to be disappointed after I quit a club in a week because I really wanted to quit after that week. I really truly did. The only reason why I stayed is because I did like the new color guard friends that I met, and plus I knew my mom would have been like, "No, no, you're not going. It only been a week." So that's the only reason why. Because I didn't think I was strong enough to handle that. It was just a lot. And, and everyone kept on saying, they were okay in front of my face, but I would hear them saying, "She sucks, she sucks, she sucks, she sucks." And I didn't quite get along. They weren't my type of group of people to really hang with all like that. Um, but I stayed with marching band. I stayed with them, but it just kept getting worse and worse. I mean, I did get a little bit better, but people would say she sucks, she sucks, she sucks, she sucks. And I mean, it was weird because my music teacher would say you have a beautiful tone. Like if you knew how to really get the notes together, you would be really good because she said your tone, like the way you blow into the clarinet, your tone is just like for real, your tone is just great, but you just don't know how to play basically. So I mean, eventually I did get a little bit better, but I wasn't as good as I should have been. Um, Another club that I tried to join was the debate club. It seems like it's fun, but I realized I really wasn't good at it. And maybe I would have if I would have stuck with it, but I wasn't good at it. Um, Let me see, what else did I try to join? Before I get to the true dramatic club, um, acting club. Came to act. I mean, acting is harder than what you think it is. It really is. I thought it was gonna be easy, but you gotta remember lines and stuff, and it seemed like it might be easy, but it really isn't. So I realized that wasn't for me. And the club that I joined next, I ended up sticking with the poetry club, which was my club. Now that's the club that out of all the other clubs that I really, really found my place. I found my place in 11th grade. I love that club because I love poetry. I love writing. And that's something that I just love to do. I mean, I love being creative. I remember I wrote this poem about Santa Claus. about how I can't understand how can't Santa Claus drive through the hood. How he have a master key to all the projects? We ain't got no chimney. How is he coming? Then I went on and said how do Santa Claus go through Homewood? And Homewood is basically in my city known as Crip City. And I was like, how do Santa Claus go to the hood wearing all that red? People gonna think he's a blood instead of a Crip, And I just went on and on, like, I mean, because I remember sitting there, it was almost Christmas, and I was like, I don't know. I was just sitting there like, why do people think Santa Claus is real? And that just came to my head line by line by line by line. And I would never forget that poem. I tore that place up with that poem. Man, and it was just something that comes to my head. So I'm really good with words like that and putting them together. But that ended up being a club that was for me, and I enjoyed it. But there was another club, and it was called the Diversity Club. And that club, and I'm going to speak for myself. Me and my best friend was in that club. And that was the most traumatic experience in my life. That was supposed to be an anti-bullying club. How you get bullied in an anti-bullying club? Them people was just, man, they weren't nice at all. They accused me and my friend for being there for just food. And we just wanted somewhere to belong. And I thought I found that place. And it was so much trouble. And I'm like, I get talked about on the basics, on a daily basis. I'm thinking that this is going to be my place to escape. And the lady who was in charge of it, she stirred up so much stuff in that club. It was a mess. It was a mess. And that was supposed to be an anti-bullying club. And we were being bullied in that club. And that is another part of the story of how, you try to see, a kid really tries to see where they can fit in. They don't really fit in, but they're trying to see what do they like, and they're trying different things. Out of all them clubs, that should have been a club that I should have been feeling like I was a part of. The Anti-Bullying Diversity Club. And that's the club that was traumatized. It had so much trouble in that. It had so much mess. And I'm not even going to go over that. It was just a mess. It was a mess. And it added on to my trauma where I was like, I don't even want to be a part of this no more. It was a mess. It was a mess. And had I not been strong enough, that could have been something that could have put me into a depression right there. And really, it was just a lot. It was a lot. Emails being sent to people talking about them like a dog. It was horrible. And that was the Anti-Bullying Club. It was an anti-bullying club, and people got bullied up in that club. I did. Got bullied and talked about like a dog in that club. That is why something needs to be done about this issue when it comes to bullying. Because I happens to have God by my side, and God happens to be with me. Even when I didn't really know him like that. He's seen something bigger in me, and he kept me strong for a reason and a purpose. And I didn't get the reason, but now I get why it happened to me and why it was meant for me to overcome this. Because what I want to do is, become this counselor so I can help kids who have been bullied and abused. Because I know how that feels. This is not no one who's just reading a book and studying. This is someone who's been through that and overcame it. So that's what I want to do. A kid who never really belonged, really. Always didn't fit in and always wanted to. And I don't care how much someone says, I don't care if I don't fit in, I don't care about those people. A person who don't fit in will burn a whole village down because they don't fit in and people are not making them belong. Period. So I need, if you're an adult that work with kids, I need you to get on your knees, especially if you're a Christian, and see what you can do about that and stop that and prevent that from happening. Because, especially when you have little kids, they're like sponges. So it's important when you see that stuff happening amongst little kids to stop that before it goes too far. There need to be more clubs, more educational readings, more trainings when adults worked with kids so they can pick this stuff out. Because had I not been as strong as I am, I could have committed suicide. Thank God I heard it, and it hurted so bad. And we're always taught as little kids that someone messing with you, go and tell an adult, and sometimes the adult don't do what they're supposed to do. And I think there need to be more training on that, because it has been torture. I know how that felt to get picked on all the way since you were 8 all the way till you were 17. You know, yes, it did get better in high school, but I mean, it was still there. People still talked about me. So that is something that needs to be put into, if you're a teacher or after school coordinator and you work with kids in any environment, there need to be trainings on being able to see when a kid is being bullied. So even training to help the bully itself, because usually hurt people. And because they're little kids, you could catch them before they grow up, and teach them. It takes a village. 9 out of 10, a child is in school more than they're at home. Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. After school programs, they're in school almost every day, more than they're at home. And it takes a village. It takes more than a mom and a dad. It takes a village. It takes people doing their own part. So I'm not going to just say the teacher should be doing their part and the parents should fail. It takes a village, and it takes everybody doing their own part to prevent this. Because I don't want another kid, and I want to prevent as many kids as possible from committing suicide, falling into depression, falling by the wayside because of this issue. This is a strong issue that is dear to me, because I went through it, and I had adults, as you've seen in the last video that I did, fail me completely, and make me feel hopeless, make me feel like there was no hope and there was nothing I can do about that. And I sat in that. So that's all I have to say. Again, if you like this conversation, comment underneath the bar in the comments. Hit that subscribe button and that notification button so you don't ever miss another video from me. I'm going to try to be more consistent. But I hope that you have a lovely weekend, and shalom.